British neonatal nurse arrested on suspicion of murdering 8 babies. A neonatal nurse who was arrested on suspicion of murdering 8 babies and attempting to kill another 6 would be Britain's most prolific child killer if convicted. Lucy Letby, 28, was arrested on Tuesday as police investigate her connection to 17 babies' deaths at the Countess of Chester Hospital during 2015 and 2016. Officials were seen searching her £180,000 home in Chester, with a blue tent erected outside. They also searched her parents' home in Hereford. Ms. Letby's arrest is part of a year-long probe into the death of the babies and 15 non-fatal collapses at the neonatal unit. If the neonatal nurse is convicted of murdering 8 babies, she would become Britain's most prolific child killer. Detective Inspector Paul Hughes, who is in charge of the investigation, described Ms. Letby's arrest as a significant step forward. He revealed the scope of the probe had been widened since police took up the case and they are now examining the care of 32 babies, 17 of whom had died. Ian Harvey, the hospital's medical director, said that he is confident that the neonatal unit is now safe and is an equivalent to a Level 1 special care baby unit. Ms. Letby, who has been described as awkward but kind-hearted, began working at the hospital after graduating from Chester University in 2011. The 28-year-old has a clean record with the Nursing and Midwifery Council and was even the face of a campaign to raise £3 million for the unit. At the time, she said, "I enjoy seeing them progress and supporting their families." Police were called in by the hospital last May after a damning 2016 report from the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health found staffing at the unit was inadequate. Although the review could not find a reason for the increase in baby deaths between June 2015 and June 2016, it identified a string of concerns. These included significant gaps in medical and nursing rotas, insufficient senior doctor cover, poor decision-making and a reluctance by some staff to seek advice from colleagues. 2 babies died on the unit in 2013 and 3 in 2014, but mortality rates jumped to 8 deaths in 2015 and by June 2016, 5 babies had already died that year. The increased mortality rate prompted the hospital to stop caring for babies born before 32 weeks and to close its 3 intensive care cots. A source last night told the Mail that a member of staff at the hospital had been suspended around 12 months ago and that everyone from cleaners to doctors had been interviewed by detectives. An NHS source told The Times, Ms. Letby was transferred from clinical duties in late 2016. The source said, "They moved her into admin, they didn't move her to another nursing position. If they did think she was suspicious, why didn't they suspend her?" D.I. Hughes described the case as highly complex and very sensitive, adding, "We recognize that this investigation has a huge impact on all of the families, staff, and patients at the hospital as well as members of the public. Parents of all the babies are continuing to be kept fully updated and are being supported throughout the process by specially trained officers. This is an extremely difficult time for all the families and it is important to remember that, at the heart of this, there are a number of bereaved families seeking answers as to what happened to their children." Shocked neighbors of Miss Letby's parents in Hereford described her as very career-driven, and said she had been dedicated about getting a job in the NHS. Solicitors representing some of the bereaved parents said they were hopeful the investigation can provide answers. On Tuesday, police arrived at Miss Letby's modern £180,000 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Chester, about a mile from the hospital. A car with an NHS parking permit in the windscreen was moved from the driveway as a police tent was erected, and officers were seen removing items from the property. Figures show the number of babies who died at the facility rose in 2015 and 2016. 2009 to 3, 2010 to 1, 2011 to 3, 2012 to 3, 2013 to 2, 2014 to 3, 2015 to 8, 2016 to 5. One neighbor said, "I was woken by a police car arriving. This is a very quiet road and you don't expect it to happen right on your street." Interviewed in 2013, Miss Letby said she had worked at the neonatal unit since graduating as a children's nurse from the University of Chester 2 years previously. Pictured holding a tiny sleepsuit in support of a local newspaper's fundraising appeal, she added, "My role involves caring for a wide range of babies requiring various levels of support. Some are here for a few days, others for many months, and I enjoy seeing them progress and supporting their families. I am currently undergoing extra training in order to develop and enhance my knowledge and skills within the intensive care area." In 2011, her parents, John and Susan, posted a message in their local newspaper along with a picture of their daughter proudly wearing her mortarboard hat to congratulate her on graduating with honors. Officers were yesterday speaking to Mr. Letby, 73, and his 58-year-old wife at their home. One neighbor said their only child was a very career-driven person, describing her as so dedicated to her job. "Her parents have been my neighbors for at least 25 years, so I watched Lucy grow up," she said. Lucy lives away but visits them frequently as any good daughter would. They adored her. They just got back from a week-long holiday in Turkey. She added, "I just truly can't believe it. She was a delight. Her parents must be going through hell." Neil Fern, of Pryor's solicitors, who is representing the family of a baby who died at the unit, said, "We are hopeful that the investigation can provide answers for the families of these children." Police say the investigation is still ongoing and urged anyone with any information to contact Operation Hummingbird detectives, or go through Crime Stoppers. That police are holding Ms. Letby on suspicion of murder suggests they suspect her of intending to kill the babies, rather than having done so due to incompetence or by accident. The police inquiries came after a damning report by the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health, RCPCH, could not find a reason for the rise in baby deaths from June 2015 to June 2016. The report identified significant gaps in medical and nursing rotas, insufficient senior doctor cover, poor decision-making and a reluctance by some staff to seek advice from colleagues. While just 2 babies died on the unit in 2013 and 3 in 2014, mortality rates jumped to 8 deaths in 2015 and by June last year 5 babies had already died there. Melanie and Patrick Robinson previously spoke out about the hospital after their baby, Noah, died in 2014. It is not known whether his is one of the deaths being investigated. Speaking last year, Ms. Robinson said, "We put our trust in the doctors to look after Noah, but they didn't do what they were supposed to. We feel terribly let down by the NHS." Noah was born by cesarean section 12 weeks early on March 20, weighing just 1 pound 7 ounces, after Mrs. Robinson developed potentially fatal preeclampsia. Despite his size, he was given a good chance of survival. But an inquest heard he died less than 4 days later after doctors mistakenly put a breathing tube into his gullet, which connects to the stomach. It should have gone into his trachea. They also ignored 5 warning signs, from X-rays and other equipment, which they wrongly assumed were faulty. The Robinsons previously welcomed the police investigation into the case. The hospital carried out a number of independent expert medical reviews into the deaths before calling in police.